Hi there, welcome to my channel. I am Harmeet and today we are going to learn about how to work with subplots in Matplotlib. In case you don't know, Matplotlib is a library in Python that is used for creating static, animated and interactive visualizations. It got really famous because you can create publication quality plots with just a few lines of codes. Working with subplots can be confusing sometimes, especially understanding the difference between figure, axis, and things. So I have compiled this video to understand the basic difference between them. However, before proceeding, I just wanted to give a disclaimer. The data used here is purely kalpanic. Kalpanic means imaginary, and it has no relevance to reality whatsoever. I'm just using this to illustrate different concepts of subplots. Understanding the basic terms. Figure is the outermost layer that encapsulates all the plots, and axis, in layman language, they are the individual plots inside a figure. This diagram shows this really nicely. I also found this figure in matplotlib.org that nicely shows different components of a plot. So I included it here just for reference. If we want to plot a single dataset, we can just give dot plot in front of the series and it will create our plot. Or even if we want to show two datasets in the same plot, we can use dot plot with both of them and ta-da. But what if we want to do side-by-side comparison or we want more than one plots in our figure? That's when we use subplots. Let's see how this works.
So the code goes like this: fig dot ax equals plt dot subplots. Let's see what it does. So by default, it creates a subplot by all the default arguments. The default argument is, of course, one plot. The number of rows and number of columns are one in here. So it just created one plot. However, because we are targeting to create more than one plots, what I can do is 2 comma 1. So now we have two plots. So 2 and 1, 2 is the number of rows, 1 is the number of columns. So if you see 1 row, 2 row, and this is the number of columns, so it's 1. I can similarly make 2 by 2. Oops, sorry. And here it created 2 by 2 plots. Right now the plots x's have no data in it, so it's not creating any data. It's not filling it up, of course. I'm saying of course a lot. Okay, so but it's too small, so the next argument we can give it is fig size equals maybe 10 comma 10. Now it's better than before, so it has, now I can change it to 3 comma 1. So it has created 3 plots, 3 rows and 1 column. Okay, let's see. How do I access these individual plots now? So what happened? This plt.subplots gave out two arguments. One was figure, which encapsulates the whole thing, and next is axis. However, that axis has now 3 individual axes that I can access through ax0, ax1, and ax2. Why? Anything in Python starts with, any numerical thing starts in Python with 0, so it starts with 0, 1 and 2. Now let's see, let's let's have set title, let's say, yeah, say Let's see what happens. So, see, that's how I can access my individual plots. Um, now, if uh, now let's give some data to our plots. Ax 0, oops, sorry, dot hist. I want to create a histogram of what? Maybe men 1970 dot income of this, comma, pins equals 50 pins. Let's give a color of blue. Okay, well, U is really misleading, so let's give it men 1970. Come here. Let's change it. Oops, sorry. See, we now let's do it women. Let's change the color to maybe red, of course, or pink. I don't know, magenta. Okay, and here we can give the comparison. Now let's income comparison. Oh, what happened? I did something wrong? Yes, I did something wrong. 2, 2. And here we go. Oops. However, now if we see what's happening, this all looks equal, but when it comes to comparison, this becomes really thin and it's almost negligible to see, like we cannot see it because the income, women's income were way less than men income according to our data. So what can we do to compare them under right skills? Even if here you see this is starting from 0 going to 50 and here it's starting to 0 and going to 5, 6. And okay. The argument that we can give is share x equals true. Oh, that is not good. Because still, now that we are sharing x-axis, still the data for women is way less than men. So what we can do is, rather than taking the income, we can take log of those incomes so that we have somewhat comparable chart. So instead of income, we can do log 10. I created a logarithmic numbers for these because I knew this was the case. Okay, let's see what happens now. So see, now it's somewhat comparable. I also have data for 2015. So what we can do is we can have 6 plots here now, and I can just copy this and paste it and do it 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Now instead of 1970, I want 2015 here. 2015. 2015. Even here we want to write 2015, 2015, and 2015.
Okay, so now we have got 6 plots. However, I think we should increase the row size. Oops, sorry. That's not what I intended to do. I have to include the row size, and here we go. It looks way better now.
And somewhat here we are not able to see the men's data, so what we can do here is we can make these translucent. For making them translucent, I can do alpha equals 0.5. Maybe that's good enough. C V V V V. Okay, now we have somewhat like we can see data for both. However, I have to scroll a lot. The other thing that I can do here is I can make it 16 by 10, and instead of having 6 I can give it 3 by 2. Let's see what happens now. So we are getting an error because now it does not know what x is 0 means. Now that we have changed our figures, so what we need to do is we need this axis is now a 2D array. It's not 1D anymore. So if we want to access our access, we need to give a 2D address to it. So for this it will be 0 by 0, of course, 0 1 comma 0, because the column number is still 0, 2 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0. Then here it will change to 0 comma 1, 0 comma 1, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 1, sorry, 1, then 2 comma 1, 2 comma 1. Let's see. Okay, way better. Now we can see that shift from 1970 income to 2015 income. For women, basically a major shift, and the overlap between men and women. Now instead of just making share x equals true, what we can do, share y equals true as well. So now we are sharing the y-axis as well. Now, however, we are still not sure what these incomes are because of the logarithmic scales. It's really confusing. So what we can do is we can have we can define levels. A 0.25, 0.5, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, and now we can change the labels. So plt dot x ticks, oops, ticks, np dot log 10 levels, comma, oops, sorry. So this is also one trick I learned, that if you give the semicolon after the last line, you don't get the last data. It does not show it. Okay, so now you can see like most of the men were, mean was like around $32, and for that of women was somewhere between 0.5 and 1, and that increased significantly for women and somewhat for men in 2015. So this was a major. So today we learned about some of the major workings of Matplotlib, how to create subplots, how to access those subplots, what if we have multiple columns, how to access them. Um, Go ahead and try different combinations of it. Next time we will learn about different kind of plots that we can do with Matplotlib. Up until then, bye bye.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you found anything useful today. Thank you.